Hello and welcome to another episode of the Gemma and Rach Let's Chat podcast. This week we have a very exciting non-scale victory from me that I cannot wait to share with you all, and which is going to highlight so much from our last episode talking about not getting on those scales. We also have a convention roundup talking you through some of the new products, some of the exciting things that have been launched, and we have a Christmas question from one of our listeners to help them prepare for the festive season. So you know what to do. Pop on your headphones, link up the Bluetooth, grab a brew, and let's chat. Oh, Gem, what an amazing week last week was. Obviously, we were off because we had convention.
Yeah, it was amazing, but you do need a bit of time to recover after convention, as we know. But I was good this year, Rach. No more than 2 drinks.
Honestly, well done.
I said to you I was going to do it, didn't I? So I don't want to drink.
I know, and I didn't think you were going to, but you did.
You
did well.
I did well.
But
I felt really good. Oh, it's
Didn't
so
you feel
nice.
good waking up without a hangover?
Yeah, it's just lovely to actually, like we said before, just have like really lovely conversations with people and actually not have to worry. But I think because I get a bit overwhelmed with convention, and obviously the anxieties are there, and I feel like at the end of the day it's kind of like that, I just need a drink to like relax, and I think that's where I've kind of gone a bit wrong, because actually I felt more relaxed not doing that, weirdly. But no, it was amazing, absolutely amazing, and well done to you.
Thank you so much.
Our little Golden Leap champ.
Oh, and our Diamond Leader of the Year. We were going to save this for a little bit later, but
Sorry.
3rd year in a row.
I know, and look, this is how sad I am, Rach. I actually thought I'd show my little, my big award. It's massive.
Look at it.
I've got 3 of these now. So
It's
exciting.
crazy that you have a shelf that's strong enough to hold them.
I know. Well, it's in our little garden office. They're all in there. There's quite a lot now. I remember back in the day when I was like, I just want a glass award. I really want an award. Because everyone had these like sashes and awards. I really wanted it. And now I've got too many to store.
Not bragging or anything, just,
sorry.
So good. I got so many bits of glass. But it is amazing because it is like when you are like, obviously we are self-employed, we work for ourselves, we don't have managers or people that we like report into or anything like that. And it's fantastic. But I think if it wasn't for the support of head office and the different incentives they run and the pathway that they have that consultants can use as kind of a goal setter to help grow their businesses, it could be quite difficult to find that self-motivation. But we all love a little bit of praise and a little bit of like glass. So it was lovely to be able to be there, and not only for us to, have that recognition, but to see so many of our team there.
Oh, that's the best bit for me. Like, I was there for so many years just on my own with Debbie, and we just used to watch these teams and think, I'd love to have like, people to work with and be proud of and help. It's just a really lovely side of it. And we had another 4 guiding stars this year up on that stage from our team, which was amazing. Champs, we've got more champs than ever before.
Amazing.
We've got,
so amazing.
We're going to be on the ship with, I get to go on the ship with 3 of my team next year. So we've won, I don't know if we said about winning the cruise.
Oh, I don't know.
Have we said about that?
Last year's pathway. So I'm not going to lie, head office know how to do a prize and an incentive. And you would have seen Gemma jetting off here, there and blooming everywhere over the years, I'm sure. You would have seen Nat in Marrakesh and me and Nat in Montenegro the year just gone. But next year we all get to go together, and we're only going to bloody Miami.
Honestly, when they announced that, we were just like, what? I thought we'd be going. We knew we were going on the cruise, didn't we? The Virgin Voyager cruise, but we didn't know where, and we didn't know how long for. And to see we're setting sail from Miami and going to the Bahamas, I was like, oh my God.
It's just mental. Like, it's actually mental to think that, I used to have just a bit of a rubbish Christmas party once a year.
I don't even I've never really had that. That's what I mean. This is just like something we've never experienced before. I think that's why we get so excited. And obviously it being the 40th year in, the one-to-one diet's been going for 40 years. They've made it special. So they've let us go together. I think that's so special, not to be separated into sort of levels and you just all get to go and have fun together. I'm really excited about that.
Apologies if we're coughing and sniffling. We're still getting over convention, right?
It's the convention flu.
If we try and like edit it so that we don't cough once, I'll be editing for days. But no, it is amazing. And there's also something quite like special about the 40th year, going over to America. Obviously, when the plan was originally developed back in the 60s by Dr. Howard, it originally was taken to America, and it was from the success seen over in the States that it was then brought back and commercialised in the UK. So it's feels like a pilgrimage. We're going on back over there, but I'm just excited to be able to go and get my Crest toothpaste, my Bath and Body Works.
When you said that, I was like, oh, that's so funny.
My like makeup that I can't go over here. So I'll just be taking if you see the same outfit like days and days and days, that's why, because I've had to take an empty suitcase. Yeah, I need to be able to bring back all the goods. So that is so exciting. We're going September, aren't we, next year?
Yeah, middle of September. And we're going for a week. It's a week in total, isn't it, with the travel? I think the actual cruise is a 5-night
cruise, yeah. From
and then
Miami
a day either
to
side.
The Bahamas and then back. So
all expenses
I will have
paid.
My Factor 50 at the ready.
Yeah,
ready
me too.
With my hat. Yeah. And I'm just so excited to be there with you and Nat and Stace. It's just going to be...
I know. Oh my God, it's going to be so much fun. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And I think that's the bit about the trips. Like, yes, it's lovely to go away, but I'll be completely honest with everyone. I'm not a massive traveller. Like, my sister's... We're home girls though, aren't we?
Yeah, she's the one who wanted to go around the world. She worked on a cruise ship for years. I'm not like that. But actually getting to spend that time with some of the people you're closest with in this world, away from the kids, away from family, it's just... so special.
You don't realise how much you need it as well when you're there. Like, I think the stress of thinking about leaving, we all get the guilt. We're guilty when we're there, you know, we miss the kids. It is hard. I don't think we maybe show that side of it, because obviously as a mum you do miss the kids, but it is just so special being with other people that totally understand as well. We're all in the same boat, aren't we? And we get to experience Miami and the Bahamas together. Like, when would that ever happen?
This is it. Like, when in your life do you really get to do that with some of the closest girls in your life? And like you say, it is, don't get me wrong, there'll be stress. We'll be stressing. Obviously, leaving your kids for any amount of time is hard. We obviously have some different complexities leaving Pops, because obviously she's autistic, and being a SEN parent and going away is really difficult. I mean, even when we went and had our afternoon tea and convention, I'm literally up at the crack of dawn getting back, so I know that I can be at home when she's still in bed, still having her story in her kinder card, and then it's like mum has just been there all day. Whereas if I got there 2 hours later, my life would be a nightmare. So I am worried. I'm not going to lie to you. Obviously, Jamie won't be coming. He qualifies because we're joint consultants.
I bet Jamie's a bit nervous, is he?
Yeah, but he's going to stay with her, and that's why Jamie people always say, why is Jamie not at convention? Why is Jamie not on this trip? Why is Jamie not here? And it's just like, that is not something that's leaving Pops with just like leaving her with a family member or something just isn't an option. So boo-hoo to him. He stays home and parents. And the face of the brand gets to go and enjoy.
But that's the same as me and Jim. Like, Jim he's not a massively social person. He doesn't really know that many people in the network, and it is big, isn't it? Convention is huge. And I just don't feel like Jim enjoys it like I do. And actually, to have someone that can stay at home with the kids, it makes it a whole lot easier, less stressful. It's more normality for the children. You know, they've got their routines in place. And I remember when he did come, and the effort to try and make a spreadsheet of all of I didn't realise how many things they have, like after school, and what times you've got to pick them up, what clothes they've got to wear, what snacks they've got to take, what time you pick them up. And it's just all in my head. I just do it every day. But when you actually write it on a spreadsheet, I was like, wow, that's actually a lot. My mum was like, So it's hard for them. It
is hard. And I think that's where, like, I'm really lucky. Like, if Jamie wasn't available, I just couldn't do this stuff because one of us has to be with
We're lucky, aren't we, really? We are
very
good boys.
Lucky. Very lucky. And he hates travelling. And he hates the idea of being in open water. So when he found out...
Not really the trip for Jamie.
He was like, no, I'm going to give a big hard pass on that one.
Yeah.
But it would be so incredible. Before we move on to my little non-scale victory update of the week, let's just kind of round up convention because... It was the 40th year of convention, and I'm sure a lot of you saw or have seen by now or have even maybe tried the 7 new products that were launched. We have got 2 new ranges. So we have got the lemon pancakes, maple pancakes. We've then got 2 flavours of mug cakes. We've got sticky toffee pudding and chocolate. And then we also got a new flavour of pop squares, sweet chilli. I'm not going to lie. A little bit hot for me.
Oh, I love them.
My
I absolutely love them.
But we also got the chicken broth water flavouring, which I think has been an underrated but an absolutely incredible addition to the product line. So, Gem, obviously you've been doing consulting and plan yourself for over a decade now. I can only imagine what the Gemma of 11 years ago would have thought about the products that were announced at convention.
Oh my God. Well, if I think back to what there was when I was first on plan, it wasn't very many at all. Probably at least half, I would say, of the choice that we've got now. I'm trying to think back. People ask me this a lot. What did you have when you were on plan? And it was literally the same thing every day. I used to have a chocolate mint shake, a banana shake, the cranberry bar back then. And then I used to have my step 2 meal. It was pretty much the same every week, just because you get used to what you're having. You know, if I could have a mug cake or pancakes, like the kids have actually been nicking the pancakes. I need to try and I should make them normal pancakes and we have the on plan ones. But Finley loves them. Honestly, they're so good. They are lovely. They taste the same.
Even tried some. Like,
yeah, they're nice.
I feel like we needed some kind of like national announcement to be like, my child tried a bit of a pancake that was new.
Yeah,
she was so excited by them.
But you make them into waffles. They look really good.
Yes, that is what you need to do. You need to get yourself
I'm going to get one of them.
Waffle maker.
Can you put the link, please? Because I will
link it in the show notes so you can go and have a look at it. Not an ad, not an affiliate link. No. Jeff Bezos gets to keep all of his money on Amazon. But it is really good. It's a dual one, and when you make the product up, it makes 2 waffles perfectly. But for me, like, not only is it a game changer on your soul sauce steps, right? Because you've now got more kind of warm options. You can be cooking. You can, like you say, if kids have pancakes at the weekend, you can have pancakes.
Yeah, you're not missing out.
As well. Exactly. But for steps 3 and 4, they are a absolute game changer, because for me, I've always talked about how, when I don't like cooking, and 2, I'm someone who incorporates, like you, Gem, the products into maintenance anyway. I enjoy them. They're quick, they're easy. Like, why wouldn't I want something that takes away the need for me to think about what I'm going to have? Yeah. But I know you've always gone with your vanilla shake in the morning, like the Gemma Rennick shake.
Switch it up, but I can't.
But that's fine. Just you love it. But for me, I always never landed on something that was like, I can have that for breakfast each day. And I'm like you, when I find something I like, I'll just have it every day. It's no bother to me. Wow. The pancakes made in the waffle maker with some berries, a little bit of skinny syrup over the top. Yeah. It's just a game changer for me when it comes to like breakfasts, because
it did look so good.
Oh, it looks good, right? Secondly, I'm buzzing I can even make it, because when they announced it, there was part of me that thought, you're going to have to cook here. Like, this is going to be embarrassing whenever I got to try and show clients how to make them. Super simple to make in a frying pan or in the waffle maker. Yeah. Literally, like, make them up. It takes like less than 5 minutes to prep and cook. Have some berries with it. Like I say, some skinny syrup. You've got yourself a breakfast. It's like less than 230 calories, but it's got a third of your daily nutrition.
I was going to say, it's the nutrients, because you can buy those pancake mixes and they're not very nice. And
you can buy them anywhere. I've tried many that are out there, right? And one, they're not particularly nice. No, they always have that really synthetic protein taste to them. Yeah. These do not at all. But they've also got 17 grams of protein in them. So they are, I think, the highest protein content within the range. But it also means that you're having a massive, like, whack of protein in the morning. Yeah. They've got a good amount of fibre in them. Chuck some more berries on if you're on step 3 or 4, and you're going to get that fibre up even more. And they are so filling. Like,
they are. They're really filling, aren't they? I thought that. They're really quite filling. Like, dense. They're lovely.
Really, really nice. And so I can't rave about them enough. I think they are incredible. I think if, anyone that has this preconception that we are still just selling tubs of powder to people, like, it could not be more wrong. There is so much in the range now, and to have them, I think, has really changed the game when it comes to, especially going into like the colder months when you want something a bit warmer. Yeah, and definitely. Not only that, we can now eat our cake and lose weight.
I know, it's amazing. They're good as well. That sticky toffee one's lovely. I saw Stacey put that light squirty cream on and the syrup, and it just looks so good. That's what, like you say, on the higher steps, they are a game changer. They're so good to have a quick, easy treat that you haven't really got to think about, and it's already calorie counted.
100%.
So good. Oh, do you know what we have forgot? The step up meal. We've also got the Mediterranean tomato pasta, which is lovely.
Very nice. And again,
Really good.
step 2, brilliant. But I think why I love these products so much, and I think an underlying, an undertone of message throughout the whole of convention was that, the brand is diversifying. Yes, at the heart of this plan has always been about tackling obesity and helping improve, individuals' health whilst making sure they are supported throughout that whole journey, because we know that's so important. But to have products that are so versatile, like you can, like I said, the pancakes, I mean, a million options, I'm sure we can go and do it. I'm going to do a little pancake series, I think, on my Instagram, do different
good idea.
each day. That's what I'm going to try.
Yeah, really good idea.
We've got the mug cakes, which, yes, a brilliant just product on Soul Sauce. But again, on those mid steps, you've now got yourself like a chocolate lava cake, basically, that you would put in the microwave. I got some of the skinny food, like, sugar-free Nutella type thing, measured out my little portion, popped it in the middle before I put it in the microwave. And like you said, a little bit of cream, a couple of sprinkles. I literally was like, this just feels bizarre almost that I'm having this, and it's, well within my calories, so good for me. It's just incredible. And do you know what? I was in the shop the other day in Tesco, right? And they have got a new range of protein cookies. Okay. So they're cookies, I think you get like 3 or 4 in a packet. There's only 8 grams of protein per cookie. So,
but I bet on the front it says a higher number. They try and
because it's like, have
you,
2. 2 will make you like 16 grams.
Yeah.
There's over 200 calories in each cookie.
Really?
Yeah. And obviously, there are none of your vitamins, your minerals, or anything like that you need. A pack of 4 of these cookies is £3.95. And I'm and I looked at it initially and I was like, oh, that look high. And I went into that whole like marketer's dream of being like, oh, high protein, lower sugar cookie, fantastic.
Yeah.
Until I realised that they are literally just a snack. They're not like, with our products, you have that full meal replacement element, a third of your IDA.
And they do fill you up.
They fill you up. They are perfectly balanced. They're delicious. And they are not £3.95 for a product.
And you get a consultant if you want to ask any questions or have your check-ins every week and have that support whilst having them. God. It's like, you get so much more.
So much more. And like sometimes, when you look at it and you're like, I genuinely cannot understand how even I would have looked at this deal and been like, that is not incredible. When you think what you would pay if you were following like, and any other plan on the market, right? And you're buying all your food from the shop, which ultimately some of it's going to get left in the fridge and going to go in the food waste bin. But then say you did want that help and support. So then maybe you bring on board like a life coach or somebody to help in that respect. The amount of money you'd be spending. And yet with this plan, you get all of your nutrition dealt with, all of that support provided.
I know.
And like the price per pound, if you look at like the price per pound of weight you lose, you just cannot beat it. You cannot beat it. And now that you've got these other products that enable so much like flexibility and diversity when it comes to your meals, not just on those social steps, which we all know I love. Like we'll get onto that in a minute. But to have something that is so good for our mid-step clients.
And it feels like now the plan isn't just about dieting, it's about maintenance as well and lifestyle. Like you can incorporate these products forever if you want to, and you don't necessarily have to be, on a plan to lose weight. You can, some of my new clients come on plan just to have a couple of products a day alongside the gym and healthy eating just to maintain their weight, and just because they need that ease and that convenience of product, but they also want someone to be accountable to. So that's what they're doing. They're buying the product through me. So they've got me for that support as well, instead of just buying a protein shake or, because it's available everywhere, isn't it? Protein products that you can have for convenience, but they cost probably the same, if not more than ours, and you get no support. So
that's it.
It's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer.
It's such a important point as well. Like that, yes, you will have people who come to you because they, mainly their main objective is I want the products.
Yeah.
And they get us, which is fab. And hopefully they then realise that we are a very, nice little addition to the products. But there is that whole, section of your clients, my clients, and that I think people don't see maybe as much, which is people that are maybe losing either smaller amounts of weight or even they are in like a more maintenance phase of their journey. They may be going to the gym, they may be doing other things. I get a lot of clients that perhaps are in the preparation stages for like surgeries, like skin removal surgeries, things like that want to make sure that they are getting products that provide amazing nutrition, good protein sources, well balanced, takes away some of the thinking in their busy days, but also gives them the support that you can get from one of us. And that is the game changer for it is for people.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't realise. They don't think of it like that. There's so much included in the price that you're getting. It's not actually that expensive at all compared to what's already on the market.
Well, this is it, isn't it? It's like, it's all comparative. But if you kind of, like I say, if you look at value for what you're getting, and if you engage with the plan, with us, with everything, you're never gonna beat that. You just can't beat it out there. No. So it's I think it's brilliant that those products was part of the main range. And I've seen people online being like, what, the pancakes and the mud cake you can have on step 1?
I know. Yeah, I've had lots of those messages. Well, I'm allowed to have those. I was like, yeah.
But yeah.
You can have 4 a day if you want.
Enjoy. Oh my God, yeah. You could literally have just pancakes all day, living your best life. Yeah. But they're also fantastic for those mid-steps. They're fantastic if you're in maintenance. They are fantastic products. And I was genuinely surprised actually at how lovely
I was actually.
products were.
Yeah, I was.
When it's a new range, you've got nothing to compare it to. If they release a new bar, you kind of in your head have an idea of what it's going to be like. But because they were brand new, we had no idea. And then to try them, I was like, I am.
Well, we tried them on the day, didn't we? At lunchtime, they had a station, a pancake station, and that guy was just flipping all these pancakes. And I thought they just looked like normal. It was like you're at a food store, like a Christmas market, and they were just handing out all these pancakes. They were amazing. I was really, really pleasantly surprised, actually.
I know. And then to be able to recreate that at home, even me.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know we had the pan I used to make the first lot. I was like, oh, T-foul. We must have been feeling bougie at one point in the past.
Oh, I love that.
I've never used it.
Was it a gift?
Probably. But it's that whole, like, they just, it's super simple, really fantastic products, available on all steps, but you can really get creative with them and really use them as a base. For me, like I said, the pancakes especially, they are the new breakfast. Like, they have just taken so much stress out of my head about, what am I going to have for breakfast? Am I going to make this? Do I make this? No, it's easy. All I need to buy from the shop now are berries.
I need to do them for breakfast. I'm going to do that this week and make some videos.
Nice. But the other really good thing, like you said, is we have the new step up meal. And like I said, I think that for me, the big win with these products is that they are bases, right? So they are products within their own right, and they're delicious in their own right. But if you are someone that's going through the steps, or you're someone who's in maintenance and maybe you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, like we all get that throughout maintenance, where the food noise might be creeping back in a little bit and we want to dampen it down a bit. We want to take some of the thought of food away. The products that, especially this release of products, are just incredible for that. And the separate meal is no exception, because we have got a Mediterranean tomato pasta, which is delicious in its own right.
The sauce is lovely.
But you add a bit of chicken to that. You add some broccoli, a bit of Parmesan cheese on top.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a good little addition.
It saves time, doesn't it? 2 minutes and you've got an amazing pasta base, which is what takes the time, isn't it? Making an actual sauce with all the hidden, the hidden nutrients as well, because it's really good.
It's so good. And also, come on, like, we all know, we've all been burnt by the eat all the pasta in the world and realising that it doesn't actually work. And then realising that we also have very limited self-control or understanding of a portion of pasta. That's me. So to have it just in there, pop it in the microwave, don't have to think about it. Again, it's that not having to think. You don't have to track.
Convenience.
You don't have to weigh. You don't have to measure. Like, it's just done, and you know exactly what it is. And actually, that step up meal is only 186 calories. It's it's lower in calories. So even if you're doing step 2, I would say to my step 2 guys, you can add a bit of broccoli in that. You can add a bit of veg on the side if you want. But again, if you're in a mid-step or in maintenance, it's so easy to build your meal off the back of that. I'd chuck a bit of protein in. You could even put it in a little ramekin dish, put a little bit of cheese on top, almost make like a tomato with mac and cheese. Have it with a steak or whatever. Like, I do. And the step up meals you don't have to be on plan for. The step up meals anyone can have them. Do. The kids can have them.
I've got a lot of clients' husbands have the step up meals, like work, they'll take them and have them with, like you say, extra chicken or mince or whatever in them. They'll just have it as a base, just something quick and easy and hot to eat when they're on the go.
That's it, because they're just easy. They don't have to be stored in like the fridge or anything like that. So they are like perfect having your desk at work, having, you know, having places wherever you're going to be, so that if you need something quick, you can just be like, okay, I don't need to add my order onto this, or I don't need to go to the shop and get this, or, you know, any of that malarkey. You can be like, I'll just pop that in the microwave, done. And then, you know, if you're out and about and you're like, oh, I've got one of those in my desk at work, but I've just got the pasta, right? Because that's where people's heads will go. They'll go, I've just got the pasta. Do you know what you're going to do? You're going to take yourself to the nearest Tesco Express, Co-op, whatever. You can buy yourself some pre-cooked chicken, and you can get yourself a little pack of microwave veg. And then there you go. Lunch is done. Like, that is why I think these are such good products. If you can't already tell, and can't already tell I hate preparing food and meal prepping and all the rest of it, is that they have just made planning food so easy. I just feel like that is the biggest thing with these release, is that it's just the foundations of what you need. And as
I
someone
feel like they've really listened, haven't they? Listened to what people need and what we've been saying, like everybody's been saying for a long time. We just want convenient, nice, tasty meals that take us a couple of minutes, that we know are healthy.
And then they're done. You don't have to think about them. Like, it's just it's ideal. And then finally, we just touch on quickly the kind of extra products we've got. So we've got a new flavour within the Pop Squares range. We've got the sweet chili Pop Squares.
Yeah.
Everyone I've spoke to loves them. Your girl that can't handle more than a chicken korma, it's like, oh, they're spicy.
They are a little bit spicy,
you know, sweet chili, anything, crisps are going to have that little bit of a heat to them. You want them to. People would be gutted if you brought them out and they didn't. But they really delicious. And the chicken broth, which very, like I say, little underrated little pot, not maybe getting as much attention, but the feedback, and having tried it myself, it is incredible. Like,
oh, it is, especially on step one.
Yes, if you're on step one, having that, it's like an extra soup. Like, it literally tastes like the liquid in a chicken and mushroom pot noodle.
Yeah, like, that's exactly what it's like. Yeah,
it's delicious, and it's so filling. Again, like. And I think when I was doing plan, I did like the vegetable water flavouring. I would have one
I did.
every afternoon to kind of tide me through. But this is just really nice, completely vegetarian. It's halal, nice. So it is suitable for pretty much everybody. And it is really good. If you are struggling on step one, if you're like, I'm getting to the afternoon, you know, and I need something warm or I'm hungry, why are you not using?
I know, it's that salt craving, isn't it? When people say to me, oh, I just really crave like some cheese or like some crisps, I'm like, you've got to have the golden veg or the chicken broth, because it's just that salty comfort. I don't know what it is, but it does work, and it's always the afternoon. All my clients struggle around 3 or 4. It's like after the school run type time. They just want something when the kids are snacking, or it's between lunch and dinner. It's perfect for that. And it's good to cook with as well, like as a stock, if you want to cook your chicken in it, or your proteins, or even your veg. Like I used to make like a stir fry type thing in a saucepan. I'd put the chicken in, just boiling water with a load of that vegetable flavour in, and the chicken sort of soaks up the water, and it kind of simmers down to, what's it called? It reduces. I'm not a chef, but you know, it reduces down. And it's really nice. Yeah, and it makes the chicken really moist and really tasty, and it's that again, because it's so salty and it's got a lovely flavour. Oh, it's delicious. I think people need to try it. It's that whole idea of what you've got a water flavouring that's savoury. Like, it sounds weird.
It doesn't make sense, right, when you say it. And I don't know whether water flavouring is the right bracket to put it
It's not, is it? It should be stock.
It's broth.
Stock or broth.
Yeah, like a stock or a broth. But they are so, and I always say to people, if people are struggling, right, if you know, like, I'm struggling because I haven't got, like, I want to pick at snacks, or I'm struggling because I need that warm thing. The tools are there. Like, what are we using in the toolkit? If you come to me and you say that, and you're using the pop squares when you're having those, like, you want those picky bits, you're using the broths whenever you need something warm, you're having the step up meals if you're feeling like on step one you need a bit more, but you don't want to be taking on all the pressure of cooking food, then we can dive around. But it's important that you look at, am I using all the tools?
Yeah,
just from a practical...
jelly sweets are another thing, aren't they?
Love jelly sweets.
Yeah, they're a good extra.
They are really, really good extra. And so I think it's like, it is important that you go through and you think like, right, okay, what can I do? You know, if you're doing step 2 and step 2 meals are boring, get some of the broth, make yourself a little ramen bowl, or you know, add it in to give it some extra flavor. It's it's done in a way that the plan is designed with the products to take stress away from you having to think. So if you're having to think too much about what you're eating, that is an indicator that you're perhaps not on either the right step, or you're not using the right products. So don't be afraid to like explore the range and see what is available to use that you're gonna enjoy, and kind of take. I think people get so stuck on the idea that it's like, oh, that's a diet product, and it's like, no. In all fairness, the chicken broth is like very similar to going and getting chicken broth in. You know, if you needed like
the same
chicken
thing,
stock or something like that to cook with, it's the same thing. The pancakes, like you said, you probably wouldn't think twice about going and buying Scotch pancakes or other pancakes from the shop. It is no different.
It's that diet word, isn't it?
The diet word, but other than the ones that you're going to get from us are going to make sure that you are getting everything you need. They're like power packed pancakes, because they're going to give you everything that you need, far beyond just, you know, how much protein's in that, what are the calories. It's going to give you like so much more. So we love the products. We want to hear what you think of the products. Let us know in the comments of this video, which is your favorite? Were you surprised? What have you been doing? What kind of concoctions have you been coming up with your pancakes, waffles, mug cakes? Like, we want to hear all of it. Let us know. And obviously, if you are one of our clients and you would like to get these products, just contact us or go through the One to One Diet app. Or alternatively, you can also reach out if you're not on plan and you'd like to get started. And I always put all of the details in the show notes so that you can do that. So, Gem, following on from that, a couple of other little bits from convention just to update people on really quickly so that we can move on to my non-scale victory. Not that I'm like busting to tell anyone or anything. But the One to One Diet have now got their own sponsored podcast. Obviously, we have to give that a shout out on here, supporting the other podcast, because obviously it is very different. It's very professional, for one, compared to ours.
Oh, come on, Rach. We're professional now. Look at us.
Jingle.
We've got video and a jingle. Well, let's have a jingle. Let's make a jingle.
Ideas below.
Do you want me to sing one?
Oh my god, yeah, you can sing.
Can you imagine? Me and you could do a little harmony. We could. I
can't harmonise, Gem. I'm tone deaf. I can't.
We use like auto tune or something?
Maybe. I'll do it, you know, like back in the early 2000s when everything was like that chipmunk tone.
Yes,
yeah, we'll do that. It'll be a right laugh.
Yeah,
but yeah, they are very professional. They've got a jingle. They've got celebrity guests. So there's an episode on there already. It's called the Feel Good Factor. The Fuel Good Factor, sorry.
Fuel Good, yeah.
But, you know, you can kind of get what they did there, because I already went the Feel Good. The Fuel Good Factor. Lovely girl hosting the podcast. Again, very professional, envious of the professionalism. But they have had, what's her name? Anna Richardson.
I love her. She's like one of my favourite TV presenters. I just love her.
I know. I think she's brilliant. Obviously, we know her from the likes of Super Size vs Super Skinny.
You are what you eat.
You are what you eat. What was the program where the people go dating, but they just happen to be a little bit underdressed?
Oh, Naked Attraction. She was good on that.
She was good on that. So she's on there.
I know 2 people that have been on that show, and I was shocked. Yeah, I saw it. I was like, I went to school with her.
Oh my god! I mean, seeing people in ways you never wanted to see them.
I was very, very shocked.
Madness. Channel 4 love a bit of nudity. I
know.
It was like when I had that scout reach out to ask if I wanted to go on that show, which was a really good show, talking about
it was
trying to get the message through to younger people that all of our bodies are different, because they obviously live in a world with a lot of Photoshop, and so I was bought into like the reason behind showing scars.
You nearly done it.
Yeah. And then the kicker was, oh, by the way, you would also be nude. And I was like, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No.
Imagine that. I don't want to see another person I know naked on telly.
Oh my God. I was just like, no. I was like, I literally, no one will ever take me seriously again. Like, and no, I just absolutely not. Anyway, fair play to you if you've got the confidence to do that. But for me, it was a hard no. But she isn't on there talking about that. She's on there talking about her experience within the diet industry. Obviously, Anna has got a really unique experience in that she has been at the forefront of so many diet crazes and kind of, investigating them from a journalistic perspective and trying them. Like, I'm sure we all remember seeing her on the likes of Super Size versus Super Skinny doing all those crazy diets. But as well as that, she has been more recently talking very publicly about the skinny jabs and talking about kind of that industry, and I know she's got a documentary on Channel 4 talking about that as well. So it was really interesting to listen to her take on plan. She herself had done the 1-to-1 diet. She's been doing it for a little while to lose a little bit of weight, and actually just hearing her passion now for the plan.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah, and her kind of understanding of that, it is so much more than the stereotypes and kind of what people think it is. And I think from somebody who, you know, I think you're going to be far-fetched to find a journalist that's been more involved in like fad diets and things like that. And she's always been really honest. Like, that's always what I really respected about her on the likes of Super Size versus Super Skinny.
Yeah, me too.
Or she did the Big Fat Diet show, things like that, is that she was always very honest about her experiences with what she was doing. And to listen to her episode was really, really good. So I will link her episode below so you can go and check it out. There is also another episode on there with our CEO, Chris McDermott, talking about his background, which again, is very interesting. If you enjoyed the kind of back to school series me and Jen did about the steps and the plan, he obviously gives a much more professional and detailed account of kind of the background with Dr. Howard and things like that. So definitely worth listening to. Give it a follow. It's an extra thing to add into your toolkit. You know, it's an extra something for you to listen to gain inspiration from. They share stories of some of this year's Slimmer Award winners and things like that. So go and check it out. But obviously, please do also come back and listen to our podcast each week. Thanks. And, you know, do the follow, like, share, all that jazz. It really helps. It really helps. And we will be here giving you the unprofessional, unofficial, not affiliated, jingleless, Let's Chat podcast well into the future. So, Jen, finally, let's talk about my non-scale victory. So,
I love a non-scale victory.
I love a non-scale victory. We were a little bit late to recording today, guys, and I tell you why. I was getting ready and I thought, you know what? I've been on plan since September. I am feeling good. Definitely feeling like I'm feeling that kind of calmness more than anything in my mind. But I always say to my girls, you know, I'm all for mindset. I'm all for looking beyond the scales. We are also allowed to celebrate scale victories and closed victories, right? They are very valid. Anyway, I got a pair of jeans before I had my op back in February, and they were sad looking. I'll share a picture on the screen, as you can see. Didn't particularly do much for me. But I had my op, tried them on after my op, and they still weren't really fitting. I'll see if I can find a picture actually of them. I mean, they went on, they did go on, they did fit, but it certainly was one of those jeans, you know, that you put on and then you go, right, is that done? I'm going to get my leggings on now. And so
how are you going to sit down in them?
Yeah, it's not going to be comfy, Gem. It's not going to be comfy. And they were jeans that I would wear for, like, you know, when you have like an hour, something you got to do, and you're like, oh, jeans on, look put together. Yeah. They certainly were not comfortable. Anyway, I thought today, I bet they are going to be sittable now. I'm going to be able to sit in those for a little bit. Wow. I put them on and genuinely I couldn't believe it. I could not believe how big they were. Like, I you know, haven't obviously experienced that in so long, because why would I? I've been maintaining my weight for years.
It's such a buzz, isn't it? It is a buzz.
And it was just like, oh my God. But I think the best part about all of this and about this whole, like, reset is, like I said to you, like, I've tried them on, they're huge. I was like, but I still don't know what my weight is because I haven't stepped on the scale.
I love that. You don't need to know. Your jeans are big.
Just living my best life. And actually, it's been so beneficial to me. And I know we talked at length on last week's episode, and I myself had loads of messages, I'm sure you have, off the back of that episode, being like, do you know what? Actually, I didn't realise how much I was weighing and the impact it was having. And I'm in that camp. Like, I genuinely don't think I'd even really acknowledged just how damaging that behaviour was being to me in the last year. And not only with, you know, the way your mind can work when you see numbers go up and down, but my interactions with food, how much that was playing into the constant food noise that I had in my head. Because since I've not been on the scales, not only has obviously plan meant that those sugar cravings really aren't there anymore, I'm much more like level-headed with decisions, but because I'm not thinking about every food choice as a scale going up or down, I'm picking and having things because I fancy them, I want them. And then when I've had enough, I will leave it. was saying to Gem, I had 3 biscuits the other day. Now, if you've been here for more than 2 seconds, you understand that we don't normally have biscuits in the house. But I managed to just have 3 digestive biscuits and then
left the rest done. As well. There was lots left and you left them.
Left them. But you know, the biggest thing for me about that was it wasn't this big like, oh, the willpower it took to say no to the biscuits. And no, I literally didn't think about them. I literally had what I wanted and was like, I'm done. I'm not interested. But I know for a fact if I was weighing myself every day and I was like, well, having 1 biscuit's going to mean the scales go up, well, I might as well have the pack.
Might as well have more, yeah, I know.
Yeah. So
it makes you question everything as well, I think. Like I've got a lot of clients that will send me messages saying, oh, you know, I think it's because of this. Like I saw the scales go up a pound. I think it's because I had that pasta last night, so I must have been retaining water. And they're just constantly questioning every single action. It's draining for them, like really draining.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
Like, and you can explore the fun or the joy that plan has to offer, right? Because you're constantly held back by these thoughts and double guessing what you're doing.
Yeah.
When actually it's designed in a way that means you don't have to
do that. Yeah.
But you only don't have to do it when you're not doing the action, which is getting on the scale every day. And I think if I can say one thing about this reset, it has 1,000,000% shown me that I do not need the scale. Like I thought I did. I thought I needed that.
Made my day.
I felt like it was like the security blanket in me maintaining my weight. It was like, well, I'll always have my eye on it and I'll always keep it. And, you know, it's just actually the complete opposite. It's, you know, it's like when they say, you know, if you have like, you think your partner's cheating, so you become like ridiculously obsessive, you're checking their phone.
Yeah.
Like Snapchat pinning, seeing where they are, all the rest of it. And it's like, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it. Like you can be absolutely obsessed and drive yourself crazy with it, or you can trust them, or you can leave them. The scales.
Yeah, and if you don't trust them, why are you with them anyway?
Exactly. I mean, there's a little bit of relationship advice from Gemma and Rach, but with the scale, I feel like it is the same thing. You can obsess over it. You can be getting on it all the time. You can be doing whatever, but if you're doing that, the likelihood is you're going to see stuff you don't want to see, and it's going to mess with your head, and then you're going to have behaviours that you don't want to have. Yeah. Just, like I said, once a week, once every other week, once a month, whatever.
Yeah.
But not every day, and build up your other measures of success with it.
Yes.
Like doing those.
It's so important.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's so important. And just trust in our advice. Like we say it for a valid reason. We've both been there, and we've seen thousands of people actually that have also been there, and the people that have been willing to try and change and trust us and trust themselves have been able to see that benefit, but you can't see it unless you try it. And so many people are scared to try it. I don't know if you find that. I had a lady this week. I mean, we had a bit of a battle, but she was like, I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to do it. I was like, please just try. And then you'll know what I'm saying. I just want her to experience it and feel what I'm trying to get her to understand and feel. And then she'll understand. But until then, she won't get it.
You have to push through being uncomfortable. And I was speaking to one of my clients last night, actually, and they were talking about how this week it had been a challenging week. There'd definitely been moments they'd really felt uncomfortable. Maybe they, you know, physically, maybe they had a little bit more hunger than normal. But especially like mentally, like they felt uncomfortable. They wanted to comfort eat. They wanted that emotional eating to relieve that discomfort. But she was buzzing on the phone, right? And I was like, what is the difference? And she was like, I've just learned to appreciate that discomfort is the change.
That is it.
If I don't feel any amount of discomfort, nothing's happening. So I've actually come to a place where I can embrace feeling a bit uncomfortable or aggy or whatever, because one, I know it will pass, and I know that if I just ride that out, the growth that will come from that, the change that will come from that, is what I want. It's what I've wanted all along. So
she's cracked it. She's done it.
Honestly, I was like,
I love it when that happens.
Happy. Yeah. No, it is one of those things. It's very uncomfortable. Like for me, I literally felt like I had ants crawling on my skin every morning. Like I was like, I need to know, but that, you know, it had to be. I had trusted you. I trusted the plan, and I was like, no, like you're not doing it. And you know, if you want change to happen, you have to change. And things have to be different. And I just really encourage anybody that is finding themselves stuck as a slave to the scales. If you're telling yourself, oh, but it's really motivating. Yeah, you. It's
what I've always done. It helps me. It's always helped me. And I'm like, but it hasn't helped you. If you actually look at your history of what's got you to this point, it hasn't helped you.
course it hasn't.
But people truly believe it does. It really is that, like, you need to see it. You have to see it, otherwise you don't think you can stick to plan. And actually, that is where the problem lies. If you're relying on the scales to stick to plan, you're doing it the wrong way around. You should be sticking to plan, and the scales will do what they got to do.
Yeah, that's it. Like, ultimately, that number, an LED screen with your gravitational pull towards the earth reflecting back at you on it, should neither generate a euphoric or a depressed emotion. It's okay if it makes you like a bit happy, or you're a bit like, oh, okay. But, you know, if you're someone that's like, no, I need it to be motivated, that is just as much of a problem as somebody who's doing it every day and is majorly depressed. You just opposite sides of the coin. And actually, if you can have such highs with it, if it's so necessary from the positive perspective, that means by definition, it's also going to have a negative impact and cause that other side of it. So, yeah, if you listen to last week's episode and maybe you went with all best intentions that you were going to not get on those scales that week, maybe you have. It happens with human. Things don't always happen straight away. Just continue to work on it because, it was amazing. And if you haven't tried clothes on in a while, I encourage you to do that as well, because that was totally unexpected, like when that happened.
That is a lovely feeling.
Oh, I was mad. I was like, I'm going to have to get rid of them now. What a shame.
Well, you could have them like the loose fit. There's a lot of like baggy jeans now, or are they really too big?
They're massive on my waist.
That's amazing though.
It's not working at all. Like, don't get me wrong. I am one of those that's like tiny waist, hips and legs. Which
makes more just straight.
Jeans are a nightmare in my life anyway. I have ordered, though, that are coming today, some of the new from TikTok shop of Stone Judge. They Catch Me. Have you seen these viral, like, relaxed leg, stretchy jeans that apparently like sit on the waist perfect, but they fit round the bum and the legs? So, look out on my Instagram. I'll share them with and let you know what I think. But the ones I did have, which in the picture do look slightly different, they're not. They are the same. But it's just a picture was taken at night in crap lighting, and the other's like in the day.
That's what you'll get when you post it. That's not the same pair.
They're not the same jeans.
That's not the same person.
Yeah, I think she's had a nose
She's lying.
She's changed her eyes.
Oh, that was ridiculous. She's changed her eyes. Oh, shit.
Give me strength.
But you know what? It makes it even like people don't believe it's true. That's how amazing your results are. I love that people just can't believe it.
There is I know initially it used to really offend me, and I think it was because
it's a massive positive, I think.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want you to think it's a fraud. Like, I'm not trying to deceive anyone. And now I'm like, if you think I'm a different person,
just shows how good your results are. Yeah, 100%.
However, you can keep your comments on how much I've aged because, you know, and it has been 5 years since I started.
You haven't aged though. Your face looks so young.
Jem, this morning I was getting Poppy ready for school and she went, Mama's got her old face on. I put my makeup on.
God.
I was like, what on earth are you?
Sorry,
I was
what?
like, Jem wants me to stop you in your tracks, and you're like, seriously?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Wow. So they're so honest, aren't they? You're like, thank you.
Yeah. I know I need my Botox redone, right? But it's a bit of a tricky time at the minute. We've got a lot of expenses this time of year.
Yeah, I'm actually getting a little bit this afternoon because it's been so long.
Yeah, mine, you can see, mine's come in. It's not at a point where it's like I need to get it.
Mine is bad. I mean, no, look at those lot. They are bad.
It's not too bad yet, but it's getting to that point where, you know, I've got 4 to 6 weeks and then I'm aged.
And then it's needed.
But yeah, so keep your age comments to yourself. However, if you know, the rest of them, keep them coming because, like I say, it only shows how amazing the plan is.
Mm-hmm. You do look amazing, by the way, Rach. Amazing.
Thanks.
So beautiful.
So you gorgeous always. So last little section, like I say, it's not a full diet of dilemmas this week, but I thought it would be good to answer maybe like just a practical question or a Christmas question is what we're going to call it. So that, again, every episode, we're giving you everything you need to get you from now through the festive period. So, Gem, I'm going to put this one towards you. I'm going to ask on to you as our resident Diamond Leader of the Year. You're not going to get better advice out there. So we had a question from someone saying that they have now lost nearly 6.5 stone with plan this year, which is incredible.
Amazing.
They're only around a stone and a half from where they want to be with their goal. But lately they have found that they are really struggling to stay committed to plan. They are having times where perhaps they're coming off a little bits of sneaking in here or there. And they're very worried about Christmas coming up because they think that it's just going to make that those behaviours that perhaps aren't great are going to spiral. Right. What are we going to do? What is your advice to this?
Do we know what step she's on?
She's on step 1B/2.
Okay. So my first bit of advice would be step 3 minimum, just so we take away that guilt of, I think step 1B in these situations can encourage that yo-yo kind of mentality, binge restrict mentality. And, you know, if that's starting to happen already, we need to come away from that as quick as possible, because I just feel like that bit's done. You've lost 6.5 stone. You don't need to do 1B anymore, especially if she's only got a stone or a bit to go. And yeah, I would say step 3 minimum, start looking at it really simplified. So have your product for breakfast, have your small healthy, if she's been doing step 2, maybe have a step 2 lunch, 200 calorie protein and veg, protein and salad, step up meal with some added protein if she wants to have that for more convenience. Because that feels, again, having pasta, having normal food, I think kind of helps with that mentality of, oh, I can eat, I'm safe to eat. It's not, the food is not the devil. And I feel like step 3 will help her with that. Then have another dinner, maybe like a step 2-ish, but double the size type dinner if she's comfortable with her protein and veg. I would always encourage having some carbs though, because carbs are inevitable. I don't want people to cut out carbs. And so many people go, oh, if I'm going to do step 3, I'm just going to have protein and veg. And I say, well, no, you need to introduce carbs, because 100%. On all of those meals out, don't tell me you're just going to go and have a chicken salad, because it just doesn't happen. So you have to be realistic with yourself and think about it. And has she planned her next month? Like we always say in our lead up to Christmas, you know, look at that diary, look at that calendar for the whole of December. See out of the 31 days how many things actually are coming up. It's probably no more than 5 or 6 things, I expect. And on those days, the advice from Rach is to have your 2 products, all your water, make them your priority before you have your meal. Enjoy whatever you choose to have at your dinner. Try and make it a healthier option if you can, because there are, you know, most places have calories, don't they? You can either pick a burger for 2,500 or a lovely salmon and vegetable and whatever dish for, say, 800. You know, you can kind of look at the difference and still pick healthier. But don't feel guilty about eating. This is what I think we have to work so hard with our clients to achieve, is not being scared to eat. Food is not, you know, food's there to be enjoyed. You just need to find that control, and kind of step 3 really teaches you that. I feel like that is the basis. If without step 3, and if you've only ever done 1B or 2, you can't really go into maintenance. I don't think you've learnt enough. Step 3 and 4 is where it's at. So step 3 minimum, I would say.
I would agree. And I would just add to that if you are worried about Christmas, and something that I do and I encourage all of my clients to do is make a really honest list of those trigger foods that you think, actually, if I have these, they are going to be really difficult. So like for me, for example, things like this will not be the time of year we start bringing in fancy cereal. Like, you know, this isn't the time to go, oh, it's Christmas, let me get a massive box of Crunchy Nut. No, I'll eat the whole thing. So there are still foods, even at Christmas, that I would just say, no, they're not coming in the house because it's too triggering for me. Another example this year, for example, that I've said, like, not coming in is your normal mince pies. Anyone who doesn't have an issue with food is going to listen to this and think I'm an absolute lunatic. However, I will go to Costco and I will get my Costco mince pies, because everyone knows they're the best mince pies in the world.
Yeah, they are good.
And I would treat a Costco mince pie with the respect it deserves. I will sit, I'll enjoy, I'll heat up, I'll add cream. It will be a whole thing, right? But just your Mr. Kipling mince pies, I will shove one of those down my throat quicker.
Yeah, it's like a quick snack, isn't it?
You can say mince pie, right? So for me, it's like, right, those, they're not coming in this year, because that's what happened last year. You know, I've talked really openly in the last couple of episodes about the struggles of the last 12 months. And last year, it definitely kind of started snowballing around the Christmassy time. So yeah, things like that, we're like, no, that is not coming. It's not coming in, because...
See, mine's pate. I can't have pate in the fridge. I was going to say
yours is pate.
It's such a silly thing. I did the shop the other day, and I do a Sainsbury's, and we have the same sort of thing every week. And I clicked on the pate. I thought, yeah, it's nearly Christmas. I literally thought of it. It's nearly Christmas. I'm going to have pate. And I thought, don't be ridiculous. It's November. And I will eat that pate in 2 days on about 10 bits of toast or bread or whatever. I'll just wait until Christmas. We always have it with crackers, but I have it with everybody else, so everybody enjoys the pate. It's not just me. And I kind of try and trick myself and think, oh, but Bethany likes pate. Finley quite likes pate. They don't, not really. They won't have it. So no, I did have to stop myself, and that is my weird trigger. I don't know why it is. I just love it.
But we all have to, and you know, there's nothing wrong with enjoying it, because in the same breath, I will also say to them, also start really thinking about the stuff you want to enjoy over Christmas. Like, you know, is there a dessert that you really like at Christmas? It's like a Christmas tradition kind of thing, or is there, I don't know, like particular stuffing you like to make at Christmas that you really want to have? Like, it's not about just saying what we're not having. This is about getting our minds to get to a place where we can enjoy food, actually enjoy it, not feel guilty after it, not just shove it down our throats, but also we can respect that as people with food issues, there may be foods that having them around is just too triggering. And there is no shame in that. There is no judgment in that. But there is an amount of being able to have that, like, honesty with yourself and kind of come out of that place of denial. Like, oh yeah, I'll make it work. I'll just have one or two. When we all know that's not true.
Yeah.
So I think people this time of year, maybe especially that have done like a soul source step, it can feel really overwhelming because it feels like such a huge leap. And sometimes I think we start maybe just picking at those little bits because in our heads we go, I'm not going to be able to be perfect on this anymore. So like, what is the point? It's fear because, you know, you're coming away from that safety blanket. But the way that you work through that, like Gem said so perfectly, and I couldn't agree with more, is you move up. There is going to be a point where that step is not serving you anymore. It can start really exaggerating negative behaviours that we don't want to see. So step up, make your plan for the month ahead, and then you will be fine.
Yeah.
Well, that feels like a lovely place to round off this week's episode. It's been like such a lovely episode, fun episode to do. Lots of exciting things, lots of new...
I just like catching up with you every week. It's lovely. What a good excuse.
So lush. And we've got lots coming over the next few weeks as well to get you ready ahead of Christmas. But remember, we've got a whole catalogue of episodes that you can go back and listen to that are going to help you not only with our advice from this year's Christmas, but last year and the year before. There is loads and loads out there. So make sure that you are taking the time to go and listen to the things that are going to help you feel empowered and confident going ahead into the next few weeks. Please, as always, like, follow, share, leave a comment, do all the things. It really, really helps. And it's free. We appreciate it so much. And it is completely free. And it just helps push us out in the algorithm a little bit more. Not that either of us know how that works, but it's what you're meant to do, isn't it? Like, follow.
I think so. Everyone says it, don't they? Like and subscribe.
Do that. Follow me all, please. Love it. Oh, and we will be back next week with another Diet Dilemmas. As always, the link will be in the show notes. So if you have got a diet dilemma you would like some advice on, please submit it and we will look to potentially include it in our next episode. For now, though, it is goodbye from me.
And bye from me.
And we will see you all again really soon.